Good afternoon, guys. We are here at Independence Layout at the office of the Attorney General of Enugu State, and then we are here to pay an advocacy visit to him, especially the fact that the work that we are doing is particularly related to the sector of justice. And then we have identified and mapped out, saying that this is a very important place for us to come, identify with the person that is running the office, and also look for areas of collaboration. So we are excited coming here at the Attorney General's office to identify areas where we can work together and also look at things that are common in our work, and also find ways to work towards achieving those goals. I am very particularly excited about this particular advocacy visit, not just because it is a very important office, but also the fact that the person coming to the office is also a new person that was just installed, and I will be very excited to hear his opinion about the rights of citizens, irrespective of their sexual orientation or their perceived ways of dressing and other things. So that is why we are here today. We've got some advocacy acts that we are intending to deliver, and then see how he's going to respond to these things. And fingers crossed, guys, we are going to know what is going to happen at the end of the day.
We have the people called the key populations. So the key populations to HIV, which are the areas where we also, key in implementing our HIV programs. Although with the emergency of Trump, a lot of nomenclatures changed because he didn't want to provide services to transgender persons and then other people. So the HIV program we are doing, we are handling cases with the men who have sex with men, female sex workers, and then the people who inject drugs, as they are key drivers to HIV. And then on human rights areas, we are also very interested, understanding the barriers that leads to access to HIV interventions, which human rights violations are, some of those. And then when people suffer those violations, you see that they go in hiding. And when they go in hiding, it has not stopped them from doing whatever they are doing. Rather, the spread of HIV continues to also skyrocket. And then if you check the IBBSS, Enugu State also was in the rise in the number of HIV cases that exist in the states. And then in the areas of human rights, a lot of violations have been happening. Only this year alone, we've recorded huge number of human rights violations that targets against people based on their sexual orientations, and then because these people are effeminate or because they dress in a certain manner and all of those things. Police harassment, people also, burgeoning to attack persons of diverse orientations. So, and then sometimes our work, it's also very risky because I understand the religious biases that exist, the cultural biases that exist within our localities. But even at that, our interest is on the law. The human right of everybody is guaranteed, irrespective of who the person is or how they identify, provided they are not committing a crime. So, and this is actually part of the reason why we felt that it's important for us to meet with your office. We have gone to see the police and then several police. While we are doing our work with National Human Rights Commission, it's important that the justice systems are all, encompassing, to see that the Ministry of Justice through your office and then other departments are all working together to safeguard and protect the life of every citizens that are not committing any crime. We just ended a project called Free to Be Me. Enugu State Government was part of that. We worked with Ministry of Gender and then other agencies to implement that. And then our interest is to continue to see that when we receive support to provide services like this to our people in Enugu State, that there will be no situations of hurt, and then people will also have to be very open to receive services unhindered. So that is why we are here to see you and then get your continual support to ensure that human rights is institutionalized, human rights is respected, and then everybody should be able to enjoy their rights and freedom, regardless. We know there are certain laws in Nigeria that criminalizes some activities of LGBT people, particularly the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act, which we, challenge some clauses that are fighting, the constitutional rights of citizens particularly, and then we got that there were repeal to that law, particularly as regards to right to association, and then at the end of the day, that that area has already been repealed. So because people over time, when they gather for their HIV activities, you'll notice that people are being raided. The police will come to that sessions to raid and then arrest some people because they felt that they are committing a crime. And when you ask questions, they will quote that law. And that was the major reason why we were challenging that law, and not anybody advocating for people to start marrying fellow men or whatever it is. So those were just the areas where we felt that we needed to come in with it. Yeah. Yeah. So our key acts to, just like I was discussing with my colleagues, we noticed that a lot of police stations have their human rights desks, right? And then most times those human rights desks are not functional. Those human rights desks are not functional. And then when you also
and they
approach,
sometimes actually undermine human rights.
yes,
Actively,
yes, yes,
proactively.
yes,
I've
yes.
dealt with them a number of such cases as legal advisor to the governor. So I know what's going on there.
That's good. So within the ministry, I don't know if there is a human rights department within the ministry that are also responding, clearly on situations of human rights.
Your organization is at the heart of what we should be doing as a Ministry of Justice. At the heart of what I should be doing as a Commissioner for Justice.
Yes, sir.
Right? An Attorney General of the state. I have always been of the view that extremism on either side is unacceptable. It's wrong. You can have, if I were an American, I would be an independent. I would not be a Republican, and I would not be a Democrat. The reason is, one, in an attempt to deal with the extremism of the other, goes to its own extreme.
Definitely.
Okay? And so you have the one side who says, okay, gay rights, because it's wrong, right? We are going to literally treat the fundamental rights of people who embrace those kind of views as non-existent. And that's wrong. Right? And then you have the other side who thinks, well, because we recognize those things, we don't even want the other side to be heard at all. But I think there's a scope to accommodate the humanity.
Yeah.
Because that's, for me, human rights is about acknowledging, not denying the humanity of all of us.
Definitely.
Each of us. That's what human rights is. Right? And our humanity is obvious. And is the most fundamental to our existence. And our cohesion as a society, as a system, as institutions, as a state. Right? So the fact somebody has a certain orientation doesn't mean their humanity must be denied. It's not the right thing to do. Even God himself would acknowledge those people because he made all of us in his own image.
Yeah.
Right? And so I will fully support your advocacy. My office will stand by your cause. Okay? And Wherever, whatever I can do, wherever you need me to help, I will, provide that support. Okay.
Thank you very much.
So, on the other thing you mentioned about human rights
Yes,
desk,
yes.
I think it's something that I would really, because I'm about to also create the commercial department here,
Good.
right? And I mean, we have the legal drafting team, we have the civil litigation team,
Yeah.
we have the criminal litigation, we have the citizens' rights and mediation center, we have the AGPT, okay, uh, which is the public trustee,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
public trusteeship arm of the ministry, and the Attorney General sits in various things, the prerogative of mercy, the JSC, the body of benchers, the Council of Legal Education, all the Justice Reform Team,
Yeah.
the multi-door courthouse. So I think I don't think I think it's right. Also,
To have a
if
human rights one.
we have all of those sections, a human right is central
Definitely.
to the law, right? I don't think it will be bad. Delve deeper into an understanding
Yeah.
of how these things work in our communities, right? If you just leave it on the periphery and say, look, human rights is infused in our criminal justice system. So, for example, the constitutional safeguards in criminal proceedings,
Yeah.
fair hearing, fair trial, and all of those. It will be on the periphery. You're not talking about specialization. You're not talking about a laser focus
Yeah.
on this area. So that's something that I really, it will be one of my biggest takeaways from this.
Wonderful. That's good. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you. I'm very glad His Excellency didn't make a mistake choosing you for this position. Thank you for your openness and then also for accepting to collaborate with us. We'll call back and then make better presentations on some of the pathways we can collaborate more with your.
Yeah, so I'm happy now
Yes,
to know what it's all about. So if you can
Yeah, sure.
put something in writing, and then it will help me to put it into. And I'm actually at a stage now where I'm beginning to formulate policies on how this place is going to work.
Yeah.
Right? All the key reforms, I'm beginning to pay attention to them,
Yeah.
drilling down into the details now, in preparation for implementation
Yeah.
stage.
We have just finished our meeting with the Attorney General of Enugu State, and then I was very happy with the outcome of this meeting. We are very happy the kind of person that has been appointed as the Attorney General in Enugu State, very open-minded and then very open to ideas. So some of our asks were for the Ministry of Justice to continue to uphold human rights. And then we made a request to see that there's an institution or a department of human rights within the ministry that continues to safeguard and protect the rights of every citizen, which was part of the things he accepted that was going to also put into practice by ensuring that they create that department that speak solely on addressing human rights situations in Enugu State. So, and there are other situations that we've also requested for, which we're believing that the Attorney General will be able to attend to some of those. And then also very open to collaboration. We are very glad that, he has extended that hands of partnership. Ours is to see how we continue to partner with the ministry to ensure that the rights of all citizens are safeguarded and protected in Enugu State. Thank you very much, as we continue to appreciate the kindness of the Honorable Attorney General for his time and then for accepting to collaborate with us.